Going on, Trey Show 9 family. The fuck is going on? This is a adult show. This is a show that technically, if you're a woman and you're married, you have a ring on your finger, and you are living in a monogamous world, and you have a husband, you are not allowed to watch my show. I know that sounds harsh. Isn't that crazy? That I would have such an ethic and a value and a moral like that? Yes, it is crazy. I'm crazy. And I'm very serious when I say that. Unless you're watching it with your husband. If you want to watch it with your husband, that's the only way that you can watch this. Otherwise, please log off now. Log off like you're going to log off, but please just stop. Go to watch some cats or some dogs or some whatever the hell you guys watch. Go watch that. I'm not the guy to watch. I'm just not that guy to watch. Okay. This is a Trey Show 9. So, yes, this is the relationship experience, and this is the experience between yourself and yourself. So, it's just the person, the man that is looking in the mirror. Okay. Today, we're talking about surrendering. Today, we're talking about how to live a life of surrender. Is it easy? Hell no. All right. Is it possible? Hell yeah. It's something that I use in my philosophy. I use in my everyday life. I fail at it. I learn. I grow, and then I move forward. So there's always a forward motion. There's always a forward motion in this practice. This is a practice. This is a practice of surrendering. Now, you are going to have to get to this point. You're going to have to change your paradigm. You're going to have to change your mindset. That's going to be tricky because I won't be able to do that for you. As an adult, you will be responsible. You are responsible for your actions. Okay. I have nothing. I could, drive off a cliff and die or something, commit suicide, right? Which I'm not going to do that. But let's say I purposefully wanted to harm myself. It's your responsibility to handle that for my family, for example. It's not my responsibility. That's a bad example. That's terrible. The heck? Jesus Christ, I tell you. And that's a great example of miscommunication. Now, let me take a swig of water. Trey Show 9 is not your typical show, man. It's just not. I don't really give a shit about the formats that are on any of the shows that you might watch, right? All the popular YouTube videos and whatnot. I don't really care about that. I don't really care about and not that I don't care about people, but I like to be creative in that moment, in that experience, that right now. So I'm not really concerned. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this and that was wrong. This and that. I just know that I have a message to get out, and I have to get that message out. That's all that I know. That's why I'm here. I move from a higher calling, and I've always moved from that position. And a lot of well, I don't want to say always. I always want to, but I know when I was growing up and in certain circles of friends or colleagues or whatever the case may be, I may get a little nervous, and then I might dumb down myself in order to fit in to the crowd, and that just wasn't really working for me. I don't think that works for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So we are talking about surrender today. So we're going to jump into some surrendering and that changing of the mind that must take place. You're going to have to change that mindset paradigm in order to actually surrender. Surrendering, I believe, and I see it actually as, at least in my life. Now, remember, I'm only coming from the stance of my life. So I'm literally sharing my life with you. There's no gimmick. You see the clothes back there. The bed is messy. Like, I'm not here to impress you at all. This is my fucking life. I'm living it, and you either like it or you don't. I don't give a shit, right? It doesn't really matter. What matters is I have a message and I have a gift, and then I just want to share that because I have to do that. That's what my creator wants me to do. So that's what I was instructed to do. That has been my charge my whole entire life. Every mentor that I have is said, do this. So this is what I'm doing. Okay. One of my favorite things to do is drink water, cold ice water. So refreshing. It is so good. Shout out to the chickens that are in the back that are cock-a-doodle doing. What time is it? It's 3:49. Now, the chickens, let's talk about the chickens real quick before we get into this surrender, because we're going to jump in this bad boy. It's funny and it's cute. Every morning I wake up and the chickens, they're all male. They're all roosters, and they're young, like the teenager type. So they don't have their colorful flowers and feathers and the little red thing here and their little red thing there. I don't know what that's called, but they don't have it yet, and they don't have their cock-a-doodle-doo, and so they still have a little like this little like that's kind of what they sound like, kind of like they're saying, Marcus, come feed me now, please. I'm hungry. I love the oatmeal that you give me in the morning. Yes. Hold on. That's so funny. What was I gonna say? My wife just texted me now. I'm like, oh, what? Anyway, the chickens are cute. They come in the morning and then they come at 5. So they come for breakfast and they come for dinner, and they come to the same spot. And they look at me and they chirp in there, and they look at me with their little beady eyes, and it's pretty funny. So surrender. Let's jump into it. But before I do that, I do want to read this. I'm going to read all this here. It's redundant, but I do things, and I it takes me a long time to read books, because how I read book. Let me show you how I read a book. I read a book. Let's say the book I'm reading, the book on life here. I read a lot of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Stoic stuff, and I've been getting into that. I'm not a master at that, but I like their teachings, and it's just so amazing. Like, it's super like, whoa, it's like, is this for real? Because this is applicable right now today. Man, I love it. I read a book slow until I get it. I'll read it. I'll read a whole chapter for 3 weeks until I embody it, until I can live it, repeat it, say it, be it, do it. It becomes my life. It has to become a way of my life. I won't keep going on until I have mastered that. So I'm not yet a master. I'm still a teacher, and I'm still a student. And so I look at these Stoic leaders and philosophers, Michael Singer, AZD, IMC, and I look at them. I'm a student, and I'm studying these guys. I'm studying them, and I'll study them for the rest of my life. That's just what it is. Things themselves don't hurt or hinder us, nor do other people. How we view these things is another matter. It is our attitudes and reactions that give us trouble. Therefore, even death is no big deal in of itself. It is our notion of death, our idea, that is trouble, that terrifies us. So what is he What are they saying here? What they're saying is that our mind and essentially is our enemy. We want to do something. Okay, you can pick that. You can picture that right now. You want to do something, and now your mind begins to just go almost on its own. You notice that how it just went on its own, right? Hey, let's move to Hawaii. Hey, let's get married. Let's go on a date. Let's start talking. Let's start a business. Start a new job. Let's buy a car. Let's buy a house. Let's have kids. Even when you're trying to buy jeans or a t-shirt or underwear, like your brain starts going. Should I get this? Do I have enough money? Is this going to work? Well, I used to have this, and then I used to do this. I used to do this, and I used to do this. We're living in the fucking past, everybody. Stop it. The past is just that. It is the past. We're living in the now, right now. Right now. If it's going to serve you, then do it. If it's not, then don't. Period. Stop it, cut it off, then move on. Let's stop dwelling in this conceptual, theory-based mindset of what ifs. What if this and what if that and oh this and this that and we have all these theses and all these different things and da 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 and sometimes we can't even prove them. You know, we spend 10 minutes, 2 hours, days, months, years trying to decide because we have not been practicing how to decide. Part of the Augustine philosophy, part of a pillar of our last name, part of our structure in our family is making decisions. For me, it starts with me first. I make a decision. I make a decision to record. Boom, I record. It is blazing hot. I'm having a hard time recording in Maui. And I know people are like, well, you're in the paradise. It's just hot. I'm dripping. I'm like, have to be very calm. I can't make any moves because if I start moving like this, I'm just going to drip sweat. You know what I'm saying? It's just nuts. Somebody actually might like that. I don't know. But this is not the channel for that. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Making decisions. Making decisions is something that is a practice that I have to do on a daily basis. I have to do this on a daily basis of making decisions. So I start with small decisions. I start with decisions of number one, wake up time. What is that wake up time? Decide to make an appointment for myself and meet myself at that time. That's it. That's step number one. Cold shower. I don't necessarily like to take a cold shower. It feels way more comfortable to take a warm shower or a hot one. I can't really do hot showers anymore, but I can do a warm. I can kind of soap up or rinse. What do you call that? Rinse first, put water, soap, and then the rest of that process can be a cold shower. Okay. But making those small decisions. I'm going to eat right. Cool. I'm going to exercise. Awesome. And meet those things. Those things will help you. It's so funny with all the information that we have, with all the technology that we have, people are not doing this. You would think because literally millions and millions and millions and millions of people, like everyone that I know is watching YouTube and is watching Instagram, but we see all these different quotes and this and that, but we're not, I don't know for those guys, maybe they are, but just in general, it's like, we're not living. I want to live. I don't want to repeat or post a quote. I want to live the quote. I want it in my DNA. Well, all we need is love. All we need is love. Oh, we need more love and compassion and unity. I don't give a fuck about all that shit, honestly. I want to actually, if I could, if there was a substance of love, if there was a substance of decency and great, amazing character, if that was a substance, that's the kind of drug that I want to take and pump in my veins so that I can be that all the time. I can't do that though. So here we are. Here we are, boy, young man, boy. Here we are. And with surrender, how does that play into this? Well, I need to give up. I need to I surrender. I got my hands up. And what am I faced with? What am I faced with? There's not necessarily a gun pointing to me. There's no actual takeover of a bad guy taking over me. But what is it? It's just the mirror. It's just me looking at me saying, I have to get past this. I wrote something down from Michael Singer. A question was asked to Michael Singer. What is the obstacle getting in the way of you letting go? What are the obstacles that are in the way of letting go? You want to let go. You want to let go. You want to live free. The mind right now, for some people, the mind is the battlefield right now. And some cases, that person's losing. The mind has taken over, okay? Like a computer has taken over, like the Matrix. The computers took over. The mind is taking over. And you must realize you must take away, detach yourself from those thoughts. Life is actually really simple. It's really simple. You're gonna have hiccups, most definitely. Come on now, somebody. You're gonna have some bumpy roads. Of course you're gonna have bumpy roads, man. Your communication as a man, your communication with your wife, I'm sure it's fucking frustrating. You are frustrated communicating with your wife. Some of you don't even want to really say it. You're like, man, I think my wife's a 5-year-old child, because the way she communicates is like a kid. It's I don't understand it. It's like she throws a tantrum. How do you throw a tantrum? And then there's a lot of couples, right? From things that I read and from people that I know, more so of what I study and what I read, right? More so what I study and read. I'm not going to put anybody's business out there. But it's like you have a lot of guys out there that are just, they start to whine as well. They're complaining and whining and bitching and complaining and whining. And it's like, does your wife like that? What she wants is a man. Be a man. Be that king. And I think I take that way too seriously. I take it way too seriously. I'm not that guy who's like, I'm a king. And then I'm like literally trying to get, I even looked it up. Like, is there a status on, can I be a lord? Can I be that status? I've looked it up. I'm like, how do I do this? Like, seriously. Not with tons of money or anything like that, but king, with pleasure and with work, with family. You know what I'm saying? And all the things that a king, I got to learn how to fight. I think a king should know how to fight. I think the king should be first at battle. He should be there on the battlefield. He should be there on the battlefield. You shouldn't be home chilling, looking at Bathsheba. You should be on the battlefield, right? You can have any woman. You don't need a Bathsheba. She's already taken. Okay? There's other Bathshebas out there. There's probably 5 Bathshebas out there. Take those 5. Shit. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are not wed. Take those. And so I take it seriously. So you have to learn, you have to look at yourself as a man when complaining comes, when the bitchiness comes, when all these different things come, right? Now we're talking about, you know, just relationships. And so these are the things that I've noticed in my personal life. Now I don't know about your woman, you know. Mine is extremely, when you have, you know, you have a feminist, okay? And then I don't know if there's two categories, but that's what I put them in. You have the feminist and you have the feminine. Like the feminist is kind of like, you know, they always have like pink, orange, yellow, green, purple, blue, fluorescent, neon hair or something like that. Or like, you know, they're atheists, or they're like, they just follow anything, you know, they hate men. They want to see men destroyed. They hate breeders. They hate children. They hate humanity, right? They hate people, right? That's kind of what I look at today's feminists. That's a nutshell. That's a stereotype, but true. What I see. That's not everything, because I know there's some. I've met most of my professors, women professors, two that I'm thinking of right now were 100% feminist. One fucking like 100%. Like, I am a feminist. I'm standing here as a feminist. And it's like, whoa. I remember hearing them say that. I'm like, whoa, I got scared. I'm like, you're gonna chop my dick off? No, don't do that. You know what I mean? I thought the things were gonna come down and the windows were gonna close and the door was gonna lock. I got scared. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this particular teacher, my English teacher, saying, and after she said I'm a feminist, she was like, I actually don't agree with today's feminism. I was like, whoa, what? There's a difference? This is new. So I'm like, teacher, teach me. I want to know about fuck English. I want to know about what you're talking about. I remember that. I was like, oh, I raised my hand. I was like, can we learn more about this? Because I'm coming from, you saying what you just said right now, I've never heard any of what you just said. So I wanted to know more. I wanted to really draw in this information, and she did. You know, she's like, you know what? Let's get through what we need to get through in a couple days. Then I can come up with something, and then we can kind of watch. There's a movie that I want you to watch, and some documentaries that I want you to, articles I want you to read and watch, and whatnot. And then we can discuss this in a class once we are all finished with what we got to do. So anyway, she talked, and it was beautiful because she's a feminist, as in, you have this industry, right? That in this system, this government system that sends the men to war. This is in her nutshell. This is in her little thesis, if you will, or her summary, right? You send them to war. You have them, they're at work. Okay. And these are the types of jobs that are now, and of course women can do a lot of those jobs if they wanted to. A lot of jobs they don't take because they just don't want to do them, I guess. But women can get any job they want to right now, and the pay equality is every woman I know is making more money than me. So I don't know where that comes from. Anyway, and so anyway, moving on right along is let's stop right here, and I just want to show you the attitude I had, because I was raised pretty manly. Like, a man is the ruler of the house. This is how I was raised. I was raised by women. I call them she-wolves. I was raised by she-wolves. I didn't know. I've never had a man raise me at all. So these women raised me to be extremely manly, extremely, like extreme. And I had to figure that out myself. And I stuck with that. I left some stuff out, and I stuck with the main core of what I think is. So I'm coming from, like, when this teacher said this, like I said, when I got scared in the class, I was like, whoa, because I honestly thought that feminists wanted to, at least during that time as well, I thought all feminists literally wanted to kill men and chop their penises off. I actually thought that. Like that was a belief, that was a true belief system that I had up until that point. She shattered all that stuff with facts and articles and stories and her real life story, right? Of being a feminist here in it. Well, at the time it was in California, and growing up in San Francisco and Santa Cruz and being in marches and whatnot. Not because they wanted to be better than men, but there, what she said was, so anyway, let me back up. So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, now I have to shift my attitude because I don't want to necessarily be mad or hate her because I don't know her. So right within 30 seconds, I went to like scared to the unknown to now I'm interested. I want to know, and I raised my hand like slowly, you know what I'm saying? Like teacher, professor, you know what I'm saying? I was like, Doug, teach me. Teach me. I want to know. I want to know, And so it was right there. I had to surrender my fear. I had to surrender my old past beliefs. Literally in 30 seconds, 60 seconds, I had to get rid of those things in order to receive what she had for me. I had to get rid of that old stuff to receive. Cup is full and you want to pour water in, it's going to leak all out and then you're going to lose everything. So I had to drink that water or pour that water out, if you will. And I had to come with an empty cup. And I came with an empty cup to this person, to this professor, and said, teach me this knowledge in your experience as a feminist. I didn't come with, oh, this bitch, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get her. I'm about to prove her wrong. No, nope. For her, that time, I didn't come like that. So moving forward. So with surrender, like I said, for me, I noticed that when I wanted to learn, if I wanted to learn something, so if it's my wife, I have to release these old notions. I have to release these old thoughts. And I have to come with the thought of she, my wife, is not my enemy. She's not my enemy. She's not a liar. She may be childlike, but she is actually an adult who needs to get her shit together and take responsibility, right? Not saying that she does, but I'm just saying, like, depending on how I felt at that time, if I felt some way, every woman needs it. Every person needs to do this. Every person needs it. I am an adult. I need to take responsibility for me and my actions. Literally. And if we could do that, I think, and build amazing character, we can change this world. We don't need to vote a black president and we don't need to vote a woman president. That shit is not going to matter. If a woman is a president or a black man is a president or a fucking dog is a president, it's not going to matter. It's us. It is us. It is us building and having that amazing character of who we are. And we need to grow to love humanity again. And these are the paradigm shifts. For me, I don't know your definition of surrender and this and that. And well, Jesus said blah, 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 blah. And God said, and this and that. And, this person said this person said that, yada, 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 yada. I'm living this. I am living this straight up. It's changing the paradigm of how you fucking think. How are you thinking? What is the obstacle? What is the obstacle that stands in the way of letting it go? That obstacle is the unwillingness to experience what it feels like to go through withdrawal. Michael Singer. The unwillingness to experience what it feels like to go through withdrawal. then you can let go of the resistance. Or you let go of the resistance. Either way, however you want to do that, that'll be up to you. But we do need to let go of the resistance. And making and practicing those small decisions will help you. Just decide. Just decide. Just decide. That's it. Decide. 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 Just decide. Decide. You can only do, I don't know what that decision is. You know what it is. You'll choose the right decision. You will choose the right decision. And then you will move forward. And then things will be in place. They will actually fall into place in some instance. And you'll be able to go forward. You'll be able to go ahead. And just the small things. Being present in the now. That sounds so cliche. That sounds so cliche. But it works. It works. Living right now. Like, I have what I have. I have, well, how much money do I have right now in my bank account? I got probably like $87 in my bank account right now. Let's look at it. 88. Look at that. $88.36 in my bank account. I won't get paid until Thursday. I have at least 2 bills to pay. One of them is, I think, $387. The other one is $189 or $200. We'll call it $200. And I think one of those is automatic. One of those is I have to call in. Okay. So there's going to be a withdrawal. Like, there's going to be a negative in my bank account very, very soon. And we went to the movies today. We haven't gone in a while with my family. And we're going to a car show as soon as I get off of this. Going to a car show here in Maui, old school cars. And we're going to Peggy Sue's. This place called Peggy Sue's. It's a greasy spoon. And it's a diner. It's greasy, I call it a greasy spoon. Diners, greasy spoons. Kind of like a Johnny Rockets, where they serve like burgers and stuff like that. Really good meat. Maui beef. Super duper good. And so, yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And yeah, should be super duper fun. I'm super excited. Like, I'm hella excited. I can't wait. It's so dope. It's exciting. It's free. Well, we're going to eat, but we normally would eat out. If we eat out, it would normally be like on a Saturday, which is today, Saturday. Tracy and I airs on Saturdays. We do on shows on Saturdays. So that's what it is. Right. And we're going to, we're going to sit here and nickel and dime this thing, because ever so often, maybe once a month, I like to take my family out, because it's like, that's just something that I like to do. You know what I mean? It's just something I love to do. I enjoy it. I love my family. I'm proud to be a husband. I'm proud to be a father. I'm proud of that. I love that shit. I go screaming that shit on the mountaintops. I love it. I love all of it. I love the challenges. I love the difficult times. I love the difficult talks. We have family night at least minimum once a week. Family night, family meetings. We have family night every night, but a family meeting where we meet and we check in and we talk, and everybody talks, and then we all read The Untethered Soul, all of us, and whoever can read, even the ones that can't read, I have them follow along in the book so they see the words and see and hear the words. And then we also will play the audio book as well, because I want to get them used to that, because that's what was done to me. I was at this time at 11, I was sitting in conferences of like 30,000 people. My mom would send me to conferences to learn stuff, right? I was in Bible school as soon as I can read and write. You know what I'm saying? I was in it. This is my life, man. And now that I look back, I wouldn't change that for anything. I wouldn't change, like, I don't necessarily call myself a Christian. Like, Mark, are you a Christian? I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say that. Not because I'm like, oh, I'm just this new age Christian. No, I just it doesn't really matter for salvation. You know what I mean? I don't go to church. I don't use what is called Christianese. I don't use those terms and those wordings. I live my life. Right. And when you say that, Christians hear that, I live my life. They something happens inside, their heart gets hardened, and it's almost like they have a mini heart attack. They have a mini tiny little heart attack, and they go, oh, inside. They may not show you, but that's what they do, because I've seen it. Which I've been in the trenches. It's not a pretty sight. Well, yeah, we're not perfect. We're just God's creation and we're not perfect. Da, 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 da. But my goodness, are you even trying? That's one of the reasons why I left the church. One of the churches I went to, it was just like, bruh. One of the biggest reasons is that they're reading the Bible, you're reading this thing, and you're not living like that. I don't want to be a part of that. You're talking about faith. You're talking about sin. You're talking about all the things that the Bible talks about, and then you're over here scared, weak, always worried, always stressed. You know what I mean? And it's like 50 years, you haven't learned a thing. You haven't learned anything in 50 years. In 30 years, you haven't learned. But have no fear. Like, I was really lost. And as I grew, I'm like, man, what are we doing here? What the heck are we doing? There was a couple there that was married for 50 years, and they almost damn near got a divorce. I'm like, y'all haven't learned anything? You guys haven't learned anything. You haven't learned, and you haven't. What have you done? What were you doing? Was raising a family, raising kids. And that man should have been in the trenches growing and reading daily. Every single day, he should have been growing and evolving and learning the Bible and teaching, having family meetings all the time. The man should be in charge of that. Don't wait on the woman to do that. She's going to be like, ugh, I got to do that again. She's not going to want to do all that. You have to do that. What the heck? What is going on? Let go of that resistance. Remember the obstacle of letting go. What is the obstacle of letting go? The obstacle of letting go is the unwillingness to experience what it feels like to go through withdrawal. You are going to surrender. You are going to have to give things up. Today, I don't have tons of money. I have $88.36. That is what I'm working with, and I'm super duper excited. Super excited to go out to have a burger and ice cream and pay for my family's food. I move in faith. I walk in faith. I go as if I have $1 million, and I'm going to give him I'm going to give him my debit card. Boom. I'm not even going to think about it. She might say, hey, we're this and we're that and we're withdrawn. I'm like, okay, we live here. I don't know. Can you wash some dishes? I mean, literally, like, I'll say whatever. You know what I mean? Because I don't care. This season that we're in right now, what you're getting to also in Trey Show 9 and with myself personally, I'm going through monk mode. MONK, monk. It's a 30-day, just 30-day mindset where I'm like, I don't listen to any kind of crazy music, rap. I don't know. Not going out, not deep, nothing. It's a 30-day monk. I'm not buying anything. I will buy essentials, obviously, food and stuff like that. Barely, barely, but it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. We're going to be fine. I've been working on attachments. It's been, whew, 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 whew. This work is amazing because it's the hardest thing ever. This road is not easy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I love it though. You see where I'm coming from on that one? It is what it is. It is what it is. That's what it is. Me thinking, oh man, I wish it wasn't like this. I wish I had more money. Is that going to change right now? Is that going to change the fact that I may not have money? Like, what? Or do I have money? Instead of saying I don't have any money, I do have money. I do have money. There's a book. Oh man. Oh dude. Bruh. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this book. And it's funny because I haven't read. Oh, here it is. Ken Honda, Happy Money, 1%. I haven't read it yet. What is the Japanese art making peace with your money? Oh, I'm in love with it. I've watched his videos and I've found him on social media, maybe what do you call that, YouTube or something like that, and then I bought his book. But one of the things he says is, and we do this now, we'll do it tonight, right now. After this, we get off this, we're going to go eat dinner, and this is what I'm going to say. We are super thankful for our food and amazingly grateful for our food that we're about to eat, that we're about to get. When it's all said and done, the bill comes. When I put, every single time I do this, if you're ever with me and I'm paying for something and I don't say anything, this is what I'm saying in my head when I give the card to the lady on the tray. This is what I say. I say arigato. Arigato. I just say thank you. Thank you, money. Thank you. Thank you for this. I'm not thanking the money per se, but I'm thankful for the money that I have. If I have $80, I'm thankful for that. Not worshiping the money. Is not what I'm saying. Arigato, money. Thank you that I have something. Versus, we don't have that much. We don't have any money for that. We don't have any money for that. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. We don't have any money for that. What? No, I have money. We'll figure it out. Okay, this is going to be $10. 10 times 6. Okay, get that. Okay, we get that. Okay. Do I have some extra? I always keep a little, little something. So I got a little something on the side. I hide money from myself. I hide that. I forget where it is. I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. But I'm thankful for the fact that I have money versus the thought of, oh, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's it. It's okay. It is okay. Everything is okay. We went to the movies earlier today. Instead of buying popcorn, we made popcorn for 2 reasons. One, I actually get sick off the movie popcorn. I literally will get, I'll get sick. I don't know what it is about movie popcorn. Every time I've eaten it, I get sick. It's bad. And it's like 2 days. It's miserable. So I don't get the popcorn. So my family was like, let's make the popcorn. Let's make it. So that's what we did. Today we walk in, and the one time, we've been doing this 5-6 times. Today's like, let me see in your bag. And I was talking to my daughter or something, and it caught my attention. I was like, whoa, because he was talking to my wife. And she's like, okay, there's popcorn in there. I'm just letting you know. He's like, oh, that's fine. I just still need to look. And I'm thinking, like, don't take the popcorn away from me, you know? Because I can't, I don't want to, not I can't buy it, but I literally can't. It just makes me sick. So I don't, why would I do that? You know? And I would rather buy, we're already at the movies, right? We have snacks. It's all good. But I'd rather buy ice cream after dinner tonight because my kids like ice cream and we can all eat that, you know? And so we just make a choice. So instead of going, and the point of that is it whatever, when he said, let me check your bag, if he would have say, you know, if he would say like, hey, you know, you got to throw the popcorn away. Cool. We'll throw it away. That's fine. It is what it is, because I want to teach my kids, hey, don't get mad at these small things. Because if you can not get mad at this, oh boy, your life is going to be amazing. Because I watch people every day. I watch people that make millions and millions of dollars every day. I watch people that are poor. I watch people that are saved and Christian. I watch people that are powerful, right? Supposedly powerful. I watch people that are, you know, supposed to be, I got a good head on my shoulders and happy. And da-da-da. I watch them and they're miserable because when something goes wrong, they flip out. And I don't want to practice that because I used to be that guy. So I don't want to do that anymore. For what? Why? 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 Why do I want to do that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to live like that. For what? It stopped making sense to me why I should live this like rigid like life that is I'm just all tense all the time and just all like, oh, nah, dog. Nope. Like Bruce Lee said, become like water, you know, become like water. Surrendering is, yeah, hey, I'm done. It's not a person with a gun, right? It's you. It's you. You. It's me. I'm looking at me here. Boom. This is the person is sticking the gun at me, if you will. This is the person with the ideas that are off, or I'm in my head, right? You hear people say that, oh, I'm in my head too much. If that's not a good thing, why don't you get out of your head? Get out of your head. How about that? That's a new shift. Because imagine what that would, do you know what that would feel like if you got out of your head for just a moment? Even if it's 5 minutes, because you can experience that, the relationship experience. That's what this is all about. You experience this one thing, this, you ever notice where it's all cloudy and rainy, gray, black, right? It's just cloudy. It's raining. It's like, nah. And then the sun breaks through. It's like, oh, wow. People want to go outside a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like. And then you hold on to that, right? Okay, cool. That was a nice feeling. Okay, how did I get there? Okay, I did that. 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes. 10 minutes turns into 20 minutes. And soon, when you get in those ruts, the time in which you can get out of it starts to shorten. You still have shitty days, man. Come on, man. Something can happen when I get over there to the car show. On Maui, the restaurant could be closed. You never know. That's happened to us. We've gone all the way somewhere. Boom, it's closed. Wait a minute. The website says it's open. It's supposed to be open. And you see a handwritten letter, you know, called out sick day or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird. It's just different. But you got to be ready for that. You can go to Costco thinking you're going to get some peanut butter, think you're going to get some salad or some Chinese chicken salad or something, and they didn't get the shipment in. Or we've walked in there and there's a shipment of like random stuff. It's like, where does this come from? Like, why does people buy this stuff? I can't remember what it was. And then too, you got to think of the different cultures and stuff here. So there's there's the Asian culture is huge over here. Pacific Islander is huge. So there's the food is different. And it's amazing, actually. But you don't have a gun to your head. You have your own thoughts that you need to surrender to. You need to surrender to your own thoughts. Surrender to those thoughts, baby. Yeah. Oh, let's read. Oh, Happy Money. It's called Happy Money by Ken Honda. We're not going to get into it, but I can't find where he says, thank your money. Be thankful for your money. Be thankful for your money every time you spend it. Oh, arigato. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. I'm not here as a master of language, but I'm saying it the best that I can. And yeah, thankful. I'm thankful for money. And that, oh my God, it's not easy to do that. It's really not, right? I mean, I can't be the only one. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But surrender is a place. It's a beautiful place to live out of that, because it's forever. You're not going to reach anything. You're not going to reach some sort of, your ship is not coming in. You're not reaching anything. You're forever doing this. At least for now, that's what I believe. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. You are forever in that mode of surrendering. You're always surrendering. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing to always be surrendering. You dig? All right. I think that's going to be it for today. I need to go get ready. I'm just got hungry. Be the best. Trey Show 9. Shout out to Michael Singer for that teaching. Really, let's recap here. And so basically, you got to let go. You got to resist. We gotta let go of the resistance. Sorry, gotta let go of the resistance. And then ask yourself too. Here's another one I didn't explain, talk about, but can I handle this? Ask yourself, instead of all the stuff that you're asking yourself, just say, can I handle this? Yes or no? Can I handle this? Yes or no? Yes? Cool. Do it. No? All right. Don't do it. Miss the opportunity. It'll never come back. But hopefully something else comes up. Okay. We have past pattern reactions that some of those reactions are not working for us, and we need to let those things go. Surrender those things. Surrender. Let them go. Let them go. And then what is the obstacle that's in the way of letting go? The obstacle that is in the way is your unwillingness to experience what it feels like to go through withdrawal. Let go of the resistance. And remember, you are your own book. Once we get these things down, we're not going to need the powers that be. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you for a fact, once we get this down, you're not going to need any more Band-Aids. You're going to be healed. Okay? It's going to take some work, though. And you're always going to need to do that work in order to get that. But remember, you're the book. You are your own book. Shout out to AZD, Arash Deepazar. Shout out to IMC Nation. They will look upon us right now. We are the current Stoics. We are the current philosophers. We are the philosophers in training and the Stoics in training. That's where I'm at right now. I love this training. I love it. I'm humbled by it. All right. Be the best. Fuck the rest. Peace.